Hello everyone, Katarina here, welcome. I have a very quick and simple Easter card for you, a card with bunny ears. I made this card 2 years ago that I only share through YouTube Shorts and I wanted to make a proper video. Here you can see the sketch I made for that card for the vertical video. I'm going to be using it, but first I want to show you how to draw it. You can draw directly onto the cardstock you will be using for your final card, but I like to draw first on a scrap paper like printer paper and then transfer it onto my final cardstock. The drawing is just the top of the head and the two ears. I started with the top of the head, which is just a simple arch, and then I drew the ears. The second ear did not look good, so I erased and redrew it. This is exactly why I like to use a scrap paper, as it's easier to fix mistakes. You can of course do it with your final cardstock, but sometimes the erasing doesn't go well. Either the pencil lines do not get erased properly or the eraser damages your cardstock. While I like this sketch, I decided to use the old one simply because of convenience. This way I don't have to photograph the card, I can reuse the old photos, which is great because currently I don't have much time. And to transfer it onto the final cardstock, I scribbled the lead of the pencil on the back, making sure it's all covered. And then I placed it onto my final cardstock, secured it with a washi tape, and traced the lines. I also wrote the greeting in between the ears, but you can do that at the end. Once I was done, I slightly erased the pencil lines because I thought they were a little bit too dark, and I also adjusted the greeting. The next step is to color the ears. I decided to use watercolors, but you can use other coloring methods if you want. I just had a specific thing what I wanted, and you can do that only with watercolor. The colors I used are yellow ochre. This was the base color, and then I was dropping in burnt umber, burnt sienna, and at some spots I used the Payne's gray. And as the colors combined with the yellow ochre, they spread around, and this is the look what I wanted. So I painted the bunny. The painting took me a little bit longer than it should. I was unnecessarily overthinking it. You can definitely paint it in more quicker way. I will play the rest of the painting with just some music. I didn't speed it up too much. You will also see me making a mistake and correcting it. And once I'm done, I will be back to finish up the card. The painting is done and dry. For the greeting, I used a black fine liner and went over the pencil lines, which I then erased off camera later. I prefer to cut the cardstock slightly smaller than my card base. Here I decided to die cut the panel using a stitched rectangular die, which creates a nice border. But this is completely optional. I brought the paints back because I wanted to add splatter, but this is another step that you can skip. And lastly, once the splatter was dry, I used a liquid glue to adhere the panel on top of my card base. For the card base, I used a craft cardstock. I think it complements the colors of the card perfectly. And that's it, that is the finished card. I absolutely love it. It's so simple, and I hope that I was not too late with the video and that you will have time to give it a try. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. If you would like to see other Easter cards, just click on the playlist on the screen. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like. I would really appreciate it. Also subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you in my next video.